What? Hey there people, really quick video, really quick video for today. I'm not really fussed about whether or not the video actually gets many views at all. I just want to upload it for consistency, being as I'm ill, and I'm just really run down at the minute. Spent a whole day at school last night, it was horrible. My dog decided to go in the spare room, which has like hardwood floors. And you can go walk up there, and because we've got a little bit of carpet in the spare room, he likes to sit on the carpet, because he's scared of the floor, like scared of slipping, he doesn't want to walk the other way. So last night I heard some like whining and some tapping on the floor last night, and I had to go get up. So I feel like shit still. Anyway, today I've got a good rant video for you guys if you enjoy these rants. I'm going to talk about the education system and how I feel like it's affected me and in a negative way. How I feel like it's, you know, not all a bad thing obviously, but as far as it goes, I'm quite upset about the education system in England. For numerous reasons. I feel like the opportunities were shut down for me to do multiple things, and I had to really force my way into getting those opportunities back. Sort of like when I, for example, so I started out in year 10, which was 2 years ago now, for my GCSEs, which is the big qualification you need. I started off with being in 4th set, and by 4th set I mean that I'm in the dumb people set. With no offence to any other people who were in there, because it was a mixed bag, to be fair. You had a couple people who were relatively intelligent, and then you had the people who weren't. And I was one of the people who shouldn't have really been in there, and a number of people who shouldn't have been in there either. But I didn't want this. I wanted to move into the opposite, because they got to do more stuff. They got to get 2 GCSEs while I only got 1. And you could tell what I felt like at the time. I felt, hey, GCSEs are big. I really want to get more than 1, because it makes me seem better and it makes me seem more intelligent. And to be fair, I was really upset with the way they treated me about this, because initially I went ahead and said, I just want to see if I can get moved up. I wasn't really forceful about it. Until the other time, until a week later, where I decided to really have a discussion about it. And even after that second time, they weren't happy with me moving up. They didn't want me to move up. So, you know, rightly so. For them, they must have seen me as a stupid student, you know, somebody who doesn't work, which I'm not like that. And they finally moved me up into English 2, because to do 2 English GCSEs, because I got my parents in, and that worked well for me, because I ended up passing. And it's not hard. There's nothing hard about it. Again, it's going to make me sound like an absolute dickhead, but I was smart enough for it. Like, I had the ability to. And that's not... I shouldn't have the opportunity shot down in front of me, regardless of what my ability is, really. If I want to do something, I should have the opportunity to do it. Okay, there should be some guidance, and I understand that. But the fact is, the way that school worked was that they didn't give a fuck if I got an A or a good grade. They saw a C. And if you don't know about in the UK, we have a league table of schools. And the way that the schools get monitored a lot is via this league table, which is bullshit. It is stupid. I personally don't understand it, because you shouldn't be comparing the schools together, because you have some, like for example, there's a year 11 student who's younger than us, who's doing A-level maths. Like, that's just crazy. She come and sat in our class, and we're like, who's this person? And she must have been really intelligent. Like, why? It's really confusing, because you get, you know, there's some people who give that opportunity, but then there's some people who just shoot it down. You know, especially when I wanted to do higher English, because I felt like I could get a good English grade. They didn't give me the opportunity. They didn't give me the time of day. They were like, hey Josh, your previous grade, when you were sick and you had a headache and you couldn't be really bothered to actually get to put all your all in because you were ill, don't worry Josh. We're going to put you in foundation now. I should be the monitor of where my successes and failures are, regardless of who says that I can't do stuff. And that's the issue I have with that school. Because they measure it on a league table, and if you get this amount of C's, if you get 100 C's compared to 50 C's, regardless of the amount of A's in that, in the amount of people got C's, the school with the amount of C's in that, C grades by the way, will be higher. And my school just saw that as, oh, let's get C's for all of our students. We don't give a fuck if you're an A-star student. We don't give a fuck. I could have got an A, if I got an A or an A-star in English, which I'm not saying I would have done, but I reckon I could have got a B. If I had, I might have considered taking A-level English. And at that point, I might have considered taking something to do with English at university. You never know. You know, and that for me is an issue with the school. And it's got nothing to do with personal ability sometimes. Because I'm capable. They knew I was fucking capable. Okay, I was in top set everything in that year. And this just sounds really up my own ass again. That's not what I'm intending it for. But I honestly, like, I don't understand. I don't get it. Why are you willing to shoot me down? I'm trying my hardest to get to this higher thing. And it's not just this, by the way. It's for a lot of people. It's for a lot of people. Some people are happy with C. You know, for me, I'm not happy with settling for something lower if I've got the ability to do better. At this point, it's incredibly difficult for me to go ahead and get the higher grades like A's and A-stars, because we can't even get an A-star, because or even C's at this point. It's really difficult because I'm doing a completely different qualification. But I'll get into that in a later video perhaps. And I don't know. It's a real big issue, because GCSE should give the opportunity, the universal opportunity, to go and do whatever you want and do it as well as you want. Regardless if you're made to do English or maths or science, it does not matter. But I felt after that, I felt like my school didn't give a fuck about me, and I think that's the issue with this country, because you can always link this to, well, these people aren't, you know, going to their full potential, partially because of their work ethic, which I improved over the 2 years I did GCSEs, hence why I did relatively decent in my GCSEs as it was. But you can improve over time and whatever, but like, the issue is that when there are people with potential, I guess they know they have potential and they want to work them a little bit, but I think they're doing the lowest amount that they can to get that C grade. They just want that C grade in the class, and a lot of people are like, oh, well, you know, you're passing, it doesn't matter, GCSEs don't equate to much. But I'm using this on a small scale compared to like what it could mean if, for example, people were shooting me down in A-levels when I knew I had the ability. If I decided to do film studies, which I know I would not get a terrible grade in, because I watch a lot of film, I understand a lot about films, I watch a lot of film reviews, I kind of get that idea of what they're describing and what they know, and I make YouTube videos, I would do well at that. But if somebody told me, no, Josh, you're not good enough, I might, beforehand, I might have gone into the film industry. I could have been fucking Steven Spielberg Jr. or whatever the Asian Spielberg would be. And that the thing about that I have the issue about is not necessarily, oh, you're just not letting him do higher at GCSE. It was more of a bigger scale things, because the country at this point, you get a lot of stupid people out there who think that they can go and do whatever they want to do in college and go as far as they think, oh, you know, I don't need to go to university, I don't need to do this. When really you do for a lot of things. For some people, like one of my friends, Tyler, he's doing an apprenticeship. He's working his way up, which is clever. I think it's a smart move, because some of the stuff you need to get the experience before you even, you know. But that kind of equates over your qualifications in terms of degrees and whatnot. But yeah, sorry, I wanted to make this video really quick. It wasn't very quick. I've got to take my dog out, and I'm absolutely knackered right now. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of give my opinion on something, which I did mention in the podcast, but I didn't really get an opportunity to expand on. So hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, you can click like in whatever corner it is now. I don't know whether they moved it again. But you can make that light bar blue if you want to, by clicking like. And if you want to see more, you can go ahead and subscribe on the top corner. Is it even top corner? Bottom corner. Is it that way? That way now? I don't know. But yeah, see you guys. Bye. And there's a pen. See ya. Yeah.